Hello, child development. It's Angela Kovach here. I am your instructor for this asynchronous course. So, welcome back to the semester, and I'm happy to have you. The first thing I'd like to do is bring you to your Brightspace course page. You can tell by the banner that I chose here that this is child development, and the section is a Wayne College section for 770, and you'll see that here. You'll also note that every week I'm going to be giving you an announcement, and that you can count on every single week. Okay, I like to send them out Monday mornings at 7:30 a.m. and I have them set up to automatically go out every single Monday morning at 7:30 a.m. Okay, and you will note that this week's message is here. I'm recording this before January 3rd, so it'll show up a little bit different than yours. My Brightspace as an instructor looks a little bit different than yours. So don't be too concerned with the differences that you see there, because again, as the instructor, mine looks a little bit different than yours. And you'll often see me play with my hair. I can't help it. Teaching online 2021, 2022, and beyond. Yes? Okay. So happy New Year to you. For those of you that are new to Wayne College, welcome. And for those of you that are returning students, welcome back. Yes. Child development is a super important course for anyone that wants to work with children in the future or is currently working with children. Okay, so I hope you get a lot from this course, and I'm going to help set you up with this asynchronous format. Okay, the first thing I want you to note is in this week's message, I tell you to go to Course Materials tab, Contents, and under Table of Contents. You will see, and again, your Brightspace looks different than mine. You will see Course Material tabs. When you click on it, Content, that's where all course material will be for you for the entire course. Okay, and I'm going to take you through some other important tabs as well. So this way you have a nice little kind of tour, if you will, of the course in the asynchronous format. Okay. One thing you need to know for this semester and this course in particular is that with your tuition, when you enrolled in the course, you were given access to First Day, which is kind of an umbrella term underneath the textbook for SAGE. Okay, and the textbook is Child Development Active Approach to Learning. 2021 was the copyright for that textbook. It is digital, it is included in your tuition, and you have access to it. So you do not have to purchase a textbook. You don't have to go anywhere to get a textbook. It's right here for you. What you do have to do is register for it. I give you directions here, and in the green, you'll see it says you're going to need to click on this link. Okay, and here is the link. It's called the external tool link. And when you hover over it, it does underline for you as a link, so you'll be able to see that. Once you click on that, it's going to ask you to register for the online textbook. You will need your University of Akron email. Do not use another email. Do not use a Gmail. Do not use a Zips email. Do not use your personal email. Again, it's all going to be connected to the course in Brightspace and in the gradebook and whatnot. So you're going to want to need to use your uakron.edu email. Come up with a really simple password for you to remember. This is just for you, okay? And you will have access to it. As you can see here, for table of contents, I have starts January 3rd, due January 10th. What's due is I need to know, okay, that you have access to the digital contents. That's what due means, all right? No, it's not a grade. You're not going to be in trouble if by the 10th at 7:30 a.m. you haven't accessed it yet. I just give that as a kind of format of you need to have access to the digital textbook in order to pass this course. You will have chapter tests each and every single week, which are 15 questions, kind of like a quiz, okay, for formative assessments and learning along the way. So you do need to have access to this textbook, okay? And again, you're going to click on dashboard. Once you click on this dashboard, again, yours is going to look different than mine. This is the instructor textbook. that you're going to see, but it's going to look similar, okay? It'll say Sage Advantage here. You can always click on this if you want to go back to the beginning, or you can click on Table of Contents, okay? And what you will see here is your assignments. As soon as you click on that dashboard, you will see, okay, 15 assignments completed. No, don't worry about that, okay? You will see here that we have chapter tests with due dates, okay? And you will see here that it goes all the way down to chapter 13. So we will be looking at reading and engaging in conversations and discussions and having those chapter tests from chapters 1 through 13, okay, for this course. That's what's required reading for the course. All right, as you go back up here, you can also, again, go to Table of Contents. What's cool about this book is that every time you go to Table of Contents, it gives you the chapters, okay, and then it gives you the contents of the categories. It's set up into 5 different parts of the book here, but you can always just click on a chapter and it'll bring you straight to the chapter. Okay, chapter 1 for the textbook. I'm not going to go into great detail for chapter 1 for you. Why? Because it's an overview of the entire textbook. So I'm giving this to you kind of independently to see how you do. I want you to peruse the textbook. I want you to play around with it. Click on things that you see. Click on things that are external links here for you to watch and read. Okay, and go ahead and peruse and look at things. You can click on something, it'll take you straight to it. Okay, you can highlight items if you'd like. If you're interested maybe in a more specific field of child development, look at that. And you can highlight something if you'd like. And again, this would stay in your highlighted textbook. So that's something you can do. All right. As you go through chapter 1, you're going to see issues with child development, why we study child development, how we study child development, why it's important, regardless of your major. Whether you are a primary inclusive teacher preparation program major, pre-K through 5th grade, whether you are a social work major, whether you are a nursing major or a child and family development major, all of the different wonderful majors that include some form or aspects of child development, this is a really engaging textbook. It takes some getting used to and it takes some playing around. So I want you to peruse the textbook. Go ahead and read chapter 1 this first week, okay? And then it'll even give you polls to take. Which of the following statements most closely aligns with your perspective on child development? Again, these are not for a grade. I will, however, be able to see if we go back up here and we're going to go to my instructor page, okay? And what you'll see is it'll give you a little bit of a spinning thing that'll tell you that you're going to and from. Maybe it's not going to do that for me. Technology issues, yes? Oy vey. Maybe I need to go back here. Let's see. I'm going to go back and see if it's going to allow me to do that. Sometimes you just have to reboot. Don't get frustrated. I know that's easier said than done. Technology problems are really frustrating. I am the first to admit that, okay? But as you're perusing this, if that ever happens, if it ever freezes, there's that spinner. You saw it, right? I can tell where you're at in the course, okay? I can tell what's going, there's the spinner, okay? I can tell where you're at in the course, okay? When I have the gradebook app on mine and I can see, now nobody's joined the course just yet because you haven't registered, okay? But I can see as far as reports go, I can see student activity. So it'll show me your name. It'll show me the number of sessions you've logged in, and it'll show me how much time you've spent in the textbook. Now, I'm not doing this to hover over you or micromanaging you. I'm actually doing this to help you. So if I see that you are not passing the chapter test or you're getting a low grade on the chapter test, even though I give you multiple attempts to achieve a high score on that, I will contact you and I will say, I'm noticing you're not spending a lot of time reading and going through the activities in the textbook. Make sure you do so to increase your learning. Okay. So let's go back to the table of contents here in Brightspace, actually, because the textbook is just one major part of the course. Okay. As you can see here in the table of contents, I'm looking over there to the table of contents. There is your access for the digital textbook. Once you register for that, you can go ahead and peruse that. Okay. Then I'm going to go to the first week here, and you will see. There we go. I'm going to click on that, and it's going to tell you exactly what to do. Now, again, every week you will have this available for you. Week of January 10th, the week of January 17th, the week of January 24th, etc. I have each week set up exactly the same so that you know exactly what you need to do. I know online learning can be a little bit confusing, and consistency is key. It's absolutely key to make sure that you stay on top of your readings. I do like to suggest to my students for asynchronous learning, since we're not meeting every week and I'm not face to face with you telling you what to do and whatnot, set aside 3 hours a week minimum for this course. Now, that may sound like a lot, but it's not. It's a 3 credit hour course. So if we were meeting in person, we'd be meeting twice a week for a total of 3 hours. So you should, at a minimum, set aside 3 hours for the course. Now, it's up to you. If you want to wait to do everything until Friday, power be it for you, okay? Every item that is due in this course is due every single Friday by 5 p.m. I'll repeat that. Every item that is due for this course is due on Fridays by 5 p.m. So you have that 1 week asynchronous window, okay? Each week I will provide for you a recorded video. Check the content. I will supplement the content. Sometimes I'll go through the textbook. Sometimes I will have a PowerPoint. Sometimes I will suggest videos for you to watch. I will give instructional videos on how to do the child observations because you have them to do for the semester. Okay, so every week, that is the first thing that is going to be available for you. The link will show up right here. I haven't finished recording this one yet, so that's why the link isn't there yet. Okay, I will tell you what to do, and then I will remind you what is due for the week. Each week, you will have a discussion post that you need to post and reply to. And each week, you will have a chapter test that you need to attempt, okay, for a grade. And then I will add that to the grade book found here in Brightspace under assessments and grades. Okay. All right. So for this first week, let's go through the syllabus, shall we? Now, you will see once the syllabus downloads here that I have the date in which the course starts and ends. I am available for you by email. And if you would like, we can have a virtual team meeting. Okay, I use Microsoft Teams. It's what the university tends to use the most of. And I love meeting with students. So please reach out to me and say, hey, Kovach, are you available by chance on Thursday afternoon or Friday morning to talk with me about my observations or whatnot? And I will gladly set up a time that is convenient for both you and myself. Okay. All right. As we go through this, you will see a lot of things I have already stated, that we have a 1 week window of time period for things that are due: readings, discussion post, and chapter test. And then later in the semester, observations. Okay, we will not have a midterm or a final in this course because I tend to promote more formative assessments, which is learning along the way, versus a one-shot big midterm and a one-shot big final exam. Okay, I'm a former kindergarten teacher, and I'm a former intervention assistant for grades kindergarten through 5th grade. And formative assessments, in my personal belief and teaching philosophy, are the best way to assess learning. Okay, so that's what we will have for this semester in this course. Okay, make sure you choose opt-in. I don't think that's going to show up for you when you go to register for the textbook, so you can kind of ignore that. All right. The description for the course is to study the physical, the cognitive, language, social, and emotional and personality development of children from prenatal through adolescent development. And we're going to talk about this domain of learning, okay, and all the different developmental domains underneath it, this kind of umbrella, if you will, of different types of development. Okay, we're going to talk about what's DAP, which means developmentally appropriate practices to work with young children all the way through adolescence. Okay, again, the class is asynchronous. Everything you will need will be through Brightspace. Okay, and that is our learning management system. You have that 1 week window of things that are due. As far as chapter tests, if you miss the due date, which is again every Friday at 5 p.m. Okay, it will stop you from continuing to do the test. You are going to be allowed 2 attempts to do the test up until that Friday, okay, for as far as a grade goes. The same things with discussion posts. They will close and you won't be able to go back to them. Okay, so make sure you're setting aside those 3 hours sometime throughout the week in order to attend to child development coursework. Okay. You are responsible for completing weekly chapter tests and the discussion boards and the assignments, which are the observations, okay, throughout the semester. All right. Late submissions of weekly chapter tests will receive a deduction of 5 points. So, Sage doesn't close it completely, okay, unless you've done the 2 attempts, and then it doesn't allow you to continue to do the attempts. But if you are late attempting the exam and I see that it's, it'll get flagged that you attempted it late, I will deduct some point, okay? Keep in mind, I am all too aware that students have jobs, coursework, family, and things to do. I have been an undergrad student. I have been that undergrad student with multiple jobs. Okay. I've also been that graduate student with a family and teaching full time and going and taking coursework. It is up to you to get the coursework completed with an asynchronous format. You can do that at 2 a.m. God bless your hearts if you're working on coursework at 2 a.m. There's no judgment here, okay? But it's going to be up to you to find the time to get this done by the due dates, okay? All right. Students are expected to contact the instructor for clarification or assistance if needed at least 1 day prior to the due date. This has a lot more to do with the observations, which we will discuss at length later in the semester, okay? You need to check into Brightspace weekly. I will be able to tell if you are not checking into Brightspace. Every time you log in, I get a check as far as students and how many are logging in weekly, okay? This is you attending class. Checking into Brightspace, you are attending class. Reading the announcements, you are attending class. Reading the digital textbook, you are attending class, okay? Taking the exams, the weekly text exams, and the discussions, you are attending class, all right? So, as you can see, I have this outline here. It is going to look exactly like what it looks like in Brightspace. So my agenda outline is going to start to look and sound exactly the same as what you're reading in Brightspace. So can you refer to this syllabus for the agenda? Absolutely. Do you have to? No, because in Brightspace, I will have the agenda and it will look exactly like this, okay? One point that I do need to make sure you are aware of is that for this course, you do need a fingerprint background BCI FBI check in order to go into the preschools for your observations, which again, I will discuss that first week of January 10th, okay? What you can do is go to your local BMV, or you can go to my favorite one, which is People Check in Barberton, okay? And even if you were to just Google search People Check Barberton, Ohio, it'll give you their address. They're extremely friendly. We work with them at Wayne College all the time, and they're very efficient, and you'll get back your results very quickly, okay? So you will need to get that done as soon as possible because your first 3 observations are due right around midterms, I believe, or a little bit afterward. We're going to check out the syllabus for that, okay? So you're going to want to get that done. It does come at a cost, and I do apologize for that, but we can blame the state of Ohio for that, not me. Okay, because it does need to be sent to the Ohio Department of Education, and there is a fee of approximately $70 for that. So, we're weighing, at least we didn't have to pay a big hefty price for our textbooks. Okay, so make sure you get your BCI background done as soon as possible. As you can see, each week I tell you what to read and I tell you what items are due. And this goes on throughout the semester. I tell you what to read, watch, what to practice. In your textbook, there are things called knowledge checks. If we were to go back to the table of contents, you will see in your digital textbook that each chapter has what we call knowledge checks. This is a really cool review way to, hey, okay, I read the chapter, I did a little bit of highlighting, maybe I took some notes, maybe I didn't. It's all very personal. Your learning is personal, and I understand how students learn differently. Okay, but in each chapter, you will see that we have, let's go to here, and let's go to chapter 1, and you will see here, da, 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 da. Let's go to 1.2 just for fun. Okay, you will see in each chapter they have what's called knowledge checks. So after you, and when you see this, just scroll. Okay, I know it can look a little intimidating. You're like, wait, that's the chapter? No, you have to scroll down. Okay, you will see that there's terminology. When you click on terminology, you will be able to see, for example, cognitive development, changes in the way children think, understand, and reason as they grow. So when you click on terminology, it highlights it for you, okay? But I digress. Let's go down to here. After you read each section, you will have what we see as knowledge checks at the end of each chapter. And I'm scrolling, and I'm scrolling. And again, don't forget, chapter 1 is an overview of the entire semester, so all of the content. That's the only reason why I'm not going over it in depth as maybe a presentation or a lecture. I'm not doing that just for this chapter. When you click on this, it'll say knowledge check. Okay, and this is where you get to see, all right, how well did I retain what it is I read? Okay, so you'll get started here and it'll start asking you questions. Those are not for a grade, but it is an excellent way to make sure, almost like flashcards, almost like, hey, did I get what I was supposed to get from this chapter? You'll be able to see that, okay? All right, so let's go back to table of contents. And yes, I'm flipping around a lot for you, but I want to make sure you have a really good grasp of the course, okay? So for this week, January 3rd, again, it's early. So if you haven't read this yet or watched this video, that's okay, all right? I did early access on purpose just in case there's technological, blurps, because that happens, we all know. And again, email me if you have any difficulties. Okay, I'll do my very best to help you out technology wise. You're going to register for the textbook. You're going to read chapter 1. Okay, and you're going to attempt chapter 1 test. Okay, and again, that's over here for the first week, January 10th, but go ahead and attempt it. You get to a test. All right, and I take your best score out of the two of them. When you go over to communications, you will see every single week we have a discussion post. Okay, and I even have them labeled discussion 1, discussion 2, discussion 3, so that way you can easily keep track of them. Okay, the first discussion post is super easy. Hey, Kovac, yes, I have access to the textbook. Yes, I understand that I need to read, and I have read chapter 1. I'm going to go get that BCI check. I have an appointment, although you don't need one at the Barberton site. Go to that one. Okay, it's worth the drive. It really is. You just show up. Okay, and then your statement of why you're taking child development. We want to know. What you're going to want to do is you're going to run a reply then to a peer, and you get 2 points every single week for these discussions. Now, some students go very in depth with their discussions. As you will see later in the semester, I ask you to do things. I ask you to call a friend or your mother or someone that's given birth and have a discussion about their journey of pregnancy. Get into these discussions because, again, this is us in class. This is us engaging. I will respond to all of your posts. So I am part of the discussion with you. Okay. If you don't do these discussion posts, you will see, forgive me, you will see that they will affect your grade. Okay. Discussion posts are more than just participation. They are another formative way of assessing your learning throughout the semester. If you skip them, okay, and again, there's, I think, 15 of them, 13 or 15 of them, regardless. Taking 30 points off of your final grade is a big chunk if you don't attempt these discussion posts. You don't want to skip these discussion posts. They are an ample part of your learning. They'll help solidify what it is that you're reading, and you'll also get to engage with your peers. We have to be able to do that with an asynchronous format, and this is the one of the ways that we're going to be able to. Okay, you will see they close. Okay, they are available until a certain date at 5 p.m. So get those done right after you're done reading, okay, and watching the weekly video. Go and do the discussion and then take the test. Okay, so that might be a good way for you to kind of schedule in your mind how we're doing child development. Okay, also under course materials, you will see another way I have tried to set you up for success here is that I give you a calendar. You will see every Friday what's due. Okay, you have a discussion and then, your tests. Okay, and it's going to be set up that way every single week. All right, now your weekly tests haven't shown up in here yet because you haven't registered for the course. Once you register for the course, I will put them in the grade book and you will see that that's part of your Friday to do. They just haven't showed up yet because you haven't registered yet. Once you do that, I will add those to the grade book as an item, a graded item for you to do. All right. Okay, let's go back here to content. And just to make sure you understand what's going on here, again, the first thing you're going to do, if you got the early bird message here and you're watching this video, you're going to register for the book. Okay. The second thing you're going to do is, if you want to get a jump start on that first week, read chapter 1. Take the chapter 1 test. You get 2 attempts. Okay. And I take the highest one. And do the discussion post and let me know that you have read the syllabus. Let me know that you have access to the digital textbook. All right. And then let me know why it is you're taking the course. All right. Okay, so I will try each week not to make these recorded messages longer than 45 minutes. I try to round it out to about 45 minutes. Some chapters are really chock full of such good information that I have a hard time keeping it less than 50 minutes, about 50 minutes. But what I will try my best to do is, because I know you're taking other coursework and I know you're trying to manage your time, I will try and make them consistent enough so that you can, over the week span, kind of schedule it in. Watch Kovach's recorded lecture. Okay. And this is on Loom. So you get to, you can do an emoji post or a thumbs up if you'd like while you're watching the recorded message. You can also send me a message underneath it. You can comment, okay, underneath the video if you'd like. And I check all of those. So I'm going to interact with you as much as possible. I am one of those instructors that you can email and I will get back to you as soon as possible. I do not make you wait. I understand the stress and anxiety that can impose upon your learning and as an undergraduate. So I will not make you wait. I'm kind of a stickler about staying in touch with my students and responding to them as a high priority of my teaching. Okay. Again, welcome to Wayne College Child Development, Spring 2022. Woo. Okay. All right, everyone. I am here if you need me. You reach out to me. Okay. And let me know. Bye-bye.